ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
Shout out to all my tea sippers out there. We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey. So make sure you guys have your teacups ready because you already know this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys. I hope you guys are doing good. Happy Saturday. So I wanted to come out here and talk about the whole Saweetie and Quavo situation. So if you guys don't know, yesterday they were trending all over social media because it's finally been confirmed that they broke up. But people have been whispering about this for at least the past 3 days because I've been keeping up with it. If you guys don't know, 3 days ago, honey, nosy ass fans decided to do a search between Saweetie and Quavo because people hadn't seen them together in about a week or so. And come to find out, you know, in this internet age, unfollow means that they don't fuck with each other. I don't know, but that's what it means, right? So they go to look up Saweetie following Quavo and it said, no user found. Then they go put in Quavo following Saweetie and it said, no user found. So basically a lot of rumors started speculating that they had broke up. But I didn't really want to buy it until I heard it from the horse's mouth. So then what ended up happening is that yesterday on social media, Saweetie took to her Instagram page and she basically put it all out there. And this is what she said. She says, I'm single. I've endured too much betrayal and hurt behind the scenes for a false narrative to be circulating that I degraded my character. Presents don't band-aid scars, and the love isn't real when the intimacy is given to other women. Then she says, I emotionally checked out a long time ago and have walked away with a deep sense of peace and freedom, excited for this new chapter of elevation. So that is what Saweetie said, and people were shocked because, again, her and Quavo have always been, well, not for me, but for a lot of y'all, relationship goals, okay? You know, she's the same one who's saying if a guy can't buy you a Birkin, send his ass back to the damn streets. Y'all remember this video that caused a bunch of damn controversy? Check this out.
If you wasting your time, if he not getting you a Birkin, if he not paying for your bills, then throw that nigga back to the streets, okay?
All right, so y'all just saw that video. But, I mean, they've always done live streams together and just been really lovey-dovey. And people, for the most part, like them together. A lot of the guys thought that Quavo was doing a bit much. He was simping and tricking. But the ladies were here for it. Quavo bought her like a $3 million watch. He bought her a Bentley, Birkin bag. So she got a lot out that damn relationship, honey. And obviously he was paying the bills and things like that. So for some guys, they kind of felt a way about that. But hell, if Quavo likes it, I love it. So Quavo decided to respond back to what Saweetie had to say. So this is what Quavo says. Quavo says, I know you want to make this into a show, so I'll play my part just this one time. I don't normally put my business out there, especially my personal life. I feel the need to address this so there's no false narratives. I had love for you and I'm disappointed that you did all that. You are not the woman that I thought you were. I wish you nothing but the best. So that is what Quavo said. And then I think she replied back and she was just like, same, or, you know, same to you, something like that. So, of course, like I said, social media went crazy. You know, people were crying and saying that now they'll never find a man because Quavo and Saweetie broke up. Why people live their relationships and their lives through these celebrities, I don't know. I'm confused as to what their breaking up has to do with your situation. Absolutely nothing. Just people being ridiculous once again. So anyhow, a lot of folks are saying that the real reason why they broke up was because of Saweetie's quote unquote behavior on this podcast. She went on to a podcast that Sean Diddy Combs' son, Justin Combs, is running, and it's called Respectfully Justin. They just seem really, if you guys don't know, Justin and Saweetie, they had a relationship. They were together at one point in time. And so a lot of people were accusing Saweetie of flirting with him, you know, just being too open. You know, they were talking about sexual stuff and people felt like, well, that's not really cool being that Justin is your ex. They should have kept it more professional. And so what got a lot of people was this threesome question. So this video was made by Tea Time Talks and they kind of, you know, add their own little things that they're seeing during the interview. So it's funny. Y'all go ahead and check this out real quick.
Like for the first time in your life, a nigga's doing everything right, but he just wants one threesome. Who's the dream girl to bring home to him to make all of y'all happy?
Okay, so that's shopping sprees. That's good dick.
That's all of
That's
that.
good dick.
Oh, one ring.
Hold up.
What?
Hold up. Let me talk now.
I think with anything in life, you have to upgrade. So now, since my minimum is 8 figures, I'd like to go up to 9. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Oh my
It does.
God. They gotta have 100 million to get this.
Figure, nigga. Oh my gosh. I gotta work hard for that.
All right, so you guys just saw that clip. So that went viral. And I love how Saweetie turned it around. You know, just because a guy is doing what they're supposed to do, like, I don't understand why people feel like how they should just be rewarded and doted on for doing what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to be a good man. You're supposed to be faithful. You're supposed to treat your girlfriend or wife, you know, well or spoil them. And the same, you know, goes for women. If you have a good man, you're supposed to treat him right. Like, why do we need to reward people for just doing the right thing? Like, that's insane. It reminds me of people, you know, kids who are like, I graduated, I deserve a car. I graduated high school, I deserve this and that. Motherfucker, you supposed to graduate. Like, what the hell? If I choose to do something for you, great, but I don't owe you anything because you graduated. That's what you're supposed to do. Like what is this, right? So I thought that was just a really silly question. So because the man is doing what he's supposed to do, he should be rewarded with a threesome. So I love how she flipped and was like, okay, well, yeah, you know, he's handling his business, doing what he got to do as a man. I'll let him pick the nigga that we gonna fuck. I loved how she switched that around. So, of course, a lot of dudes were really pissed off. They were mad. Oh, she's for the streets. How dare her even want to have a threesome with another man? That lets you know she's not shit. She would cheat on him. But had she chosen another woman, y'all be okay with that. You notice how people are so anti-LGBT until it comes to lesbianism and threesomes. Then everybody's okay with the LGBT movement. Then nobody has anything against people who are gay. As long as it comes in the form of a threesome with 2 women. I just find that so comical. So a lot of people are dogging Saweetie out for that interview, and they're saying that, you know, she's for the streets and, you know, look how she was flirting with Justin and this and that. So that's been the main catalyst of what folks are saying as to why they broke up. But I'm going to keep it real with y'all. Somebody came into my DMs and they spilled a lot of tea on the real deal on what happened. I'm going to respect that person's privacy, their information, but it's about integrity first and foremost. So I would never put that person on blast. But the person told me to look into a particular Instagram page, and there's this group called the Selective Group. And basically what they do is they provide girls, you know, to these different events, parties, private parties, shit like that. And so, and these are young girls, pretty between the ages of 18 to about 25. And so they are some of the baddest girls in Texas. And all of these girls, this particular group, was there at the at Bow Wow's birthday party that took place in Houston. I'll show you guys the video and even the screenshot. And they basically say, I don't even know where to begin. This past Tuesday, the vibe was off the roof. Special thank you to Shad Moss for letting me do his birthday. Special shout out to my boy Champagne Poppy, Quavo Honcho, and Offset Siren for pulling up and supporting me. This had to be the best R&B Tuesday yet. Thank you, Houston, for always partying with the Selective Group. So that's what was posted. So the tea is this, all right, about the Selective Group. You have all these young, beautiful girls, and a lot of these young girls, they get into this lifestyle because they think it's glamorous, right? It reminds me, if you guys remember in the early days of like social media, Twitter, there was a group called Taz's Angels, and they were in Miami. They were some of the baddest chicks in Miami. And if you guys remember, it ended up coming out that Taz's Angel, the owner, the guy who was running it, his name is Taz. He had a mansion in Miami, and there'd be all these girls that came, and they'd be with celebrities. They'd be in the music videos, and come to find out, it was a den of escorting and pimping. And so they ended up shutting down Taz's Angels. But a lot of girls really came up off of that. So back then, Taz's Angels was like literally the go-to person to get some of the baddest chicks to party with you in Miami and things like that. And they even kind of coined the term, Taz, his angels, they were all sister wives. So that's the vibe that I get with this whole Selective Group, is that you have a bunch of, badass young girls. And to me, they're kind of pimping themselves out to the highest bidder. Now, before y'all come with the, you're just a hater, you're jealous, you're old, because y'all say the same shit every fucking video. I don't give a fuck what these people do, okay? As long as they're over the age of 18, legally, it's not my business. But what I'm saying is that a lot of young girls get, turned on to this lifestyle because they're looking at the money. They're looking at the fact that they're going to be rubbing shoulders with celebrities and entertainers, but they don't understand that within 5 years, they'll be tossed to the side for the next new younger girls. This only goes so far. And then a lot of these girls end up being bitter, angry. And then that's when you have people pulling out accusations 5-10 years later, once they realize they've been used by these celebrities. Case in point, T.I. So, like I said, if you're of age and that's what you want to do, that is your business. But I know a front for escorting when I see one. Okay, let's just keep it real and call it what it is. A lot of these little groups and a lot of these party promoters, they kind of push the whole escort model. Yes, I'm a pretty bottle service girl, but I'm willing to, do sucky $5. Okay. So what I'm being told is that basically after the party that Bow Wow had, they ended up at the selective penthouse. So that is where the cheating went down. So Quavo's not innocent in this. I know a lot of people are trying to spin the narrative that Saweetie's the bad guy. Okay, maybe Saweetie's kind of materialistic. Maybe she's slightly stuck up. I've seen people say stuff like that about her. But that doesn't negate what he's being accused of. And I think what happened is that word got back to her that there was a lot of happy endings after the party. They went to an after party and it ended happily ever after, at least temporarily. And I think word got back to Saweetie, because if word got back to me, I'm sure it got back to Saweetie. So that's why she was hurt and very, very upset. And that's why I say with a lot of these guys, they need to decide, if they truly want to be in relationships. That's why I never get mad when a guy's like, I'm young, rich, fine, and I want to be single. More power to him. Why be in a monogamous relationship when everywhere you go, because of your money, fame, and status, females are going to throw free pussy at you? Or paid pussy, whichever one you prefer, little baby. You know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't even make sense for these guys to be in relationships, or for females to think that these guys are really going to be 100% faithful to them. It doesn't matter how many bags they buy you. It doesn't matter how pretty you are. People don't understand that fame and that power is a drug. It is a drug. You get a dopamine hit when you walk into a room and people just recognize you and they're willing to do any and everything because of who you are, because of your status. That is a drug. And it is very hard for many men, especially men with money and power, to turn that down when females throw it at them or they're willing to do whatever. For them, it's just sex. It's just getting off. But for women, because we're more emotional, if you're the girlfriend or the wife, it's not just getting off. That's you stepping outside the relationship. And this is why young girls need to decide if they really can handle being with somebody in the entertainment industry, being with the rapper, being with the, an entertainer, because they have so much temptation. It's crazy. And most of them are just not going to be faithful. If the opportunity arises and somebody's trying to give them sex or they want to pay for sex, they're going to take it. We've seen that happen time and time again with these rappers. And, I guess for Saweetie, she was done, because it's probably happened multiple times. And this was probably the final straw. And this is why I always say we need to stop with the whole, relationship goals and I want to be like them and they're the perfect couple. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. He might be spoiling her with a Bentley, but he may also be bringing her STDs and side babies, so the whole situation is very sticky. No pun intended. But yeah, the rabbit hole definitely goes deep. Quavo was out there doing his thing and it got back to Saweetie. And the person who gave me the tea, they have no reason to lie. And it all stems behind the selective group. And a lot of celebrities are tied to that group. They use those girls all the time. And like I said, there's some of the baddest women, quote unquote, in the Houston area. So you have a lot of groups like this where they get a bunch of girls together and they have them work under them and, they lure them with money and cash and vacations and being around celebrities. And like I said, it might be fun for the first year or two, but then after a while, when you start feeling like a commodity and just being used and tossed to the side at these rappers and these entertainers' discretions, it starts to mess with you mentally. People thought it was all fun and games being a part of T.I. and Tiny's threesomes and, being paid girls. But after a while, it really started messing with a lot of these females, and hence why they're coming out and telling their story. So the whole situation is crazy, but I just wanted to spill some of that extra tea that I was sent. This morning, Quavo's sister and Saweetie's aunt got into it. So let me go ahead and read that to you guys. So out of nowhere, Quavo's sister took to IG and she says, I have been quiet long enough. I see this turning into a bash fest towards my brother, and that ain't about to happen at all. None of y'all know how Saweetie is in real life, but I do, and it ain't good at all. So that is what the sister said. So once again, spinning the narrative that Saweetie is, you know, a bad person, stuck up, materialistic. She didn't say it, but we get the idea. So Saweetie's aunt was pissed. So she says, ain't even like that, bro. And listen, I would never have spoken on this. They business is they business. I would stay the fuck out of it. But when sisters want to put themselves in it, that's when it becomes my business. Talking about she's been quiet long enough. Girl, it ain't even been 24 hours. Get the fuck out of here. Then she says, now, do we need Witty to start airing this mofo out? I'm not going to be half as nice as old Shara. What she's not going to do is speak on my niece. I get very disrespectful about mine. Since we sticking our nose in other people's business, first they love you, then they hate you. Then Saweetie's aunt went on to post this. She pulled a, is this you? And she posted old pictures from like a few months ago of the sister thanking Saweetie for sending her shoes and jewelry. So here's the video. Check this out real quick.
I'm about to open. I'm about to unbox, okay? Let's see. Wow, Saweetie! What?
So then Quavo's sister replied back and she says, who is Witty, bitch? I don't know shit about you. You don't know shit about me, but I do know your niece is a self-centered bitch who nobody likes. You want to air this bitch out? Run it, hoe. This ain't what you want. Trust me. Only reason I was nice to any of y'all hoes is because of Quay. So that is what the sister is saying, basically reconfirming what she was initially trying to say is that, you know, Saweetie is stuck up, self-centered, nobody likes her, things like that. So the whole situation is crazy. Like I said, is Saweetie a bit materialistic? Yes. You know, but at the end of the day, she left that relationship. It may have hurt that he cheated, but she left unscathed because she didn't get pregnant and have a baby by him, you know, so at least she was smart enough not to do that. So the whole situation is crazy, but let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Let me know your thoughts on everything. How do you feel about this? And how do you feel about how the narrative is now being switched up, that Saweetie is the bad guy and it's because of how she carried herself on that interview, as opposed to the truth that Quavo got a bit, you know, he had a bit too much damn Quavo in his system and was, you know what I'm saying, smashing when he was at Bow Wow's birthday party. That's really what it boils down to. That's where the infidelity came from. And they unfollowed each other shortly after Bow Wow's birthday party. So the whole situation is a hot mess, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because YouTube is unsubscribing people. Don't forget to like the video. Last but not least, don't forget to share the video and turn on the notification bell so that way you can be down with the notification squad. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.